Hi everyone, it is Stephanie here with Infernal TV, and I'm here right now with Motograter. So how are you two?
We're good. Or I'm good.
You're good?
I'm doing good. Doing great.
All right, hell yes. Well, let's just talk about the tour right now. You're over here in Tampa and at the Orpheum, and you've been doing this run for a little bit now, right? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think this is show number, 15?
Yes, one of the two.
Yeah, and it's Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
And,
Hey,
and it's gonna be packed here tonight, and we're stoked. It's nice to be back in Tampa.
Hell yeah. So how has it been playing the new material live? Have fans been stoked, or what do you think?
We've been getting a great response for the new material. It seems like every night people are singing the songs, and
Oh wow, that's awesome.
yeah, it's great to see that. It's cool to see them responding to the new material just as enthusiastically as they do the old stuff, so it's pretty great.
Nice. And well, let's go ahead and just discuss the new album, Desolation. So I guess overall, it's been out for a little while, so how has, I guess, the reception been for the album? Has it been positive or anything?
I think it's been very positive. Even from day one on the tour, everybody's been really stoked, and kind of with what Nuke was saying earlier, it's kind of, going from a rehearsal space and, playing the songs over and over again, and getting them ingrained in your head, but then you go out and you play in front of people and they have those lyrics and ingrained in their head as well, and they're singing along and they're rocking out, and, it's a really good, feeling to have coming from the band standpoint playing to the crowd, but, I definitely think it's been a very positive.
Awesome. All right.
And kind of getting back to what you're saying as far as the response for the album since the release, for me personally, it was a little bit shocking because it just kind of, I didn't expect it to do so well. Like, it landed on the Billboard, and we were just kind of talking about the single Dorian. We did a video for that, and we were thinking, well, okay, it's done its little thing, now what's the next single we're going to release? And then all of a sudden we started getting some bites, and now a lot of stations are picking it up,
Awesome.
iHeartRadio is picking it up, and so we're really excited about that. So yeah, it's kind of like dreams coming true.
first album since 2003. So do you think that your fans have been just really excited to hear new material? Is that some of the feedback you've been hearing?
Do you want to answer that one?
I'll do that too.
Okay. Yeah, I think the fans are excited. They've had to wait a long time, and for various reasons. Basically the deal is that you don't want to put material out that you don't feel good about in your in your heart. As a songwriter, I would rather see it die than try to fake it, because the music gods are watching, and they're not going to approve of some half-ass shit. So we had to soul searching, as well as trying to find a dude that had the right voice. James Legion is the real deal, and so yeah. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, well, actually, I was going to ask about James. So, yeah, I mean, I think he sounds great. So I'm excited to see him live. And, yeah, I guess, what is it that you all like about him? Or do you think that he, completes the vocal package of Motograter? Or
I love the change in character. He's kind of like a superhero. Like, he's really quiet and kind of calm. Everything, and then we go on stage and it's a whole different like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of deal.
that, yeah.
But it's really cool to see, and awesome. And with his vocal approach on with how he can do those songs, he's a badass, hands down.
Yeah.
When you talk about a vocalist, the main thing is how they hear melodies over chords and how they write, and so that's a big thing. But with James, not only does he bring like unique melodies, all the songs kind of sound different, but he's such a great lyricist. He's a really smart person, and that shows. And I just I'm super stoked to be in a band with the guy. He brings it every night, and he's super cool too. On top of that, we don't have any we don't have to deal with some inflated ego or lead singer's disease. He's just really quiet until he hits the stage, and then look out.
Right, that's awesome though. Alrighty, approach songwriting. I know you discussed, doing the soul searching and being able to really write a very strong album after all of these years. But is there anything in particular as far as like guitars and everything are concerned?
As far as when you're talking about instruments, do you mean do certain guitars inspire a certain?
Just how you wrote the album, I guess with your when whether it's writing riffs or anything, is there anything that if something influenced you, then that can definitely be something that you can answer. But is there really something else that just kind of compelled you to start writing, or what do you think?
Yeah, I set out to get down to writing, and Mylan and I just kind of went on a mission. I'm not sure the timeline, but we had, we had accrued songs, and from past lineups, we took the best of that stuff, and then we just wrote a slew of songs. Nice. And once we got together with our producer, Aru, we just kind of went through and just thinned those out and came up with the best, and then from there, we continued to just kind of fine-tune. It was interesting just how the record was recorded. It was kind of recorded backwards. Actually, the vocals were done first, and then guitars, then drums, then bass, and moto. So during that time, I know a lot of the writing was, especially for the vocals, was condensed to a 3-week time period or a 2-week time period, where James flew out to Denver and was just, pulling 16-hour days with Aru. And so once he was done with that, then I flew out and put all the guitars all the guitars down, and it's just interesting when you look back. It's not the way I would like to do it again, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and
That's all that matters.
and I'm surprised how good the record is. It's a pleasant surprise.
Awesome.
Play the Smurs and do backing vocals and add samples into the material live. So that's mainly what I have right now. But I do look forward to the months and years to come and what can be done from
you're
there.
a permanent member?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. All right, cool.
He's stating his claim right now. He just put his foot down. You heard it first.
I checked Wikipedia 2 days ago. Wikipedia beat me to it, so.
Oh well, it's Wikipedia. I'm not gonna talk shit, All right.
It's everything.
All right, awesome. Well, then, I think that one of the, I guess what I would think would be one of the more difficult traits for a band with your legacy that's been around for a while is having, your classic sound, but being able to keep it fresh. So was that difficult when writing this album?
No. When we hooked up with the Rue, like the combination of his vision and our vision, it seemed to mesh. I guess there were certain members that would fight, but he wanted to bring a more modern approach, especially. You can hear the difference in the recording from 2003 to 2017 or whatever.
Right.
And in the songwriting, and Aru's got a great ear, man. I think he really helped bring the classic groove vibe of Motograter out with a little bit of a modern approach. I know personally I didn't change anything as far as songwriting. I don't, I try not to follow trends, I like good music no matter what it is.
Awesome.
And so that just kind of comes out, I guess, naturally.
Perfect. Well, I do want to go back to the new album. I guess my personal take on it is it's still very heavy, but I think you've added a little bit more melody to it. So do you think that, I know especially it could be James, I know that you mentioned he had really unique vocal melody, so maybe that might be what I'm hearing, but do you think that you have any other answers to this question, or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that, as a guitarist and as a person and as a songwriter, I've grown, and and so hopefully I'm a little bit better than when I'm not as green as the first album, and there are some softer moments on the album, and those are intentional. We wanted those, and the melody, James brings out. He's just got ideas flying out of his head left and right, so. What's really cool is I'm looking forward to the next record, because then hopefully we can all be in the room at the same time and bouncing ideas off each other instead of flying across the country and doing it in a studio separate from each other. So melody's a huge part of what we hope Motograter is. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're saying that a lot of the fans, they're already singing the lyrics, and I guess what does that fan support mean to you, that you have such a strong following?
I mean, I wouldn't be I'm from California, so I wouldn't be on the other side of the country talking to you if it wasn't for the fans, They're everything, and it's funny because everyone, especially the fans that have been around for a while, everyone has a Motograter story, whether it's, they met their wife on the, they went to a Motograter concert for the first date or whatever, you know what I mean? Ask the lead singer for Dead Horse Trauma, Eric. That's how he met his wife, and they're married happily and have a kid. And so everybody's kind of got a Motograter story, and the fans they're rad, there's, they range in all shapes and sizes, and they're sick, it's cool. You kind of grow to become friends with some people, and it's nice, you know. It's like having a just giant backyard.
Oh yeah. All right, and now this could just be me personally, but I think Motograter is stronger than ever. That you know, going strong with a new album, touring, and seems like everybody's stoked. So, do you believe that you're stronger now, or you'll keep continuing to get stronger, or what do you think?
Yes, I think we're stronger. You know, we have all the parts in place to, you know, we're battle ready basically, and we're getting tighter every night out here on the road, and you know, the band's, we're serious. We're, for the most part, completely sober, and you know, we're taking what we're doing very seriously. There's no, you know, no one's even drinking beer before the shows.
That's good. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, did that answer the question?
Yeah.
I hope that did.
Perfectly. No, yeah,
Okay.
you are good.
All right.
All right, awesome. And then,
we gotta ask Jonathan one more question though.
all right, what question? You ask him.
What's your favorite part of touring so far?
Just as a whole, like it was nice seeing how easy the transition was, because you know, kind of joining a new band with, you know, people that you've either been acquainted with or, you know, seen, you know, here and there, and then, you know, you're jumping into something that's going to be 2 months on the road living together, and you know how personalities can sometimes clash with people and stuff like that. But I mean, everybody has been extremely cool, and we've kind of built like this, you know, that, you know, they've obviously already had the brotherhood already built in, and I kind of definitely, you know, feel like I'm growing up as a part of that, and it's a really good feeling. So, you know, going on this little 2-month adventure, it's, you know, it's one big live performing family circus, you know.
Is there anything else that either of you want to talk about, want to plug in, promote?
I want to say hi to all the Moto members that are not here with us right now. We want to say hi to Shark and Legion and Mylan and Jesse and Skunky. And we also want to say hi to our merch girl, Laura. And I definitely want to say hi to my beautiful, wonderful, magical daughter, Daphne Blue. I love you. And everybody back in Cali, what's up?
Hell yeah. Anything on your part? Anything else you want to discuss or talk about or plug, promote?
Just, I guess, everybody back home, and all the people that have kind of stuck with me throughout my musical career over the years. You know, I still have been getting a lot of support from them, even, you know, recently, especially now being with Motograter and everything. So, you know, I do want to thank, you know, everybody back home and around the wherevers, and you know, well.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for checking out the interview. Motograter is going stronger than ever. New album, touring, and I'm sure Desolation. And then
17.
Hell yeah, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of this band in 2018. So thank you for watching, and stay metal.
Yes!
Every day dies.